Speaking of gorgeous movies, this is wow. I mean,
Right now.
yeah, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And you are playing a mom that I think in another film could have been easily the bad guy.
That is so interesting because that was such a selling point to me too. I mean, first of all, it was the script. I read it and I was like, oh my God, I want in. I was so profoundly moved by it, and it was such an original voice and so specific and so moving, and just read like a short story. Like, it's so literary and beautiful, and then I knew Viggo was involved, and then I knew when I read the part of Harper and talked to Matt that it was very important to him. I just wanted in. I fought so hard to get in because I knew that it was very important to him that the character of Harper and her husband Dave, played by the amazing Steve Zahn, not be caricatures or vilified or made the like villains, like that they actually be there to, as not a symbol to support like the alternate or the bad guys, but just like actually to kind of maybe even shed light on like really what it is that he's doing. Like, so I was really compelled from the beginning to get in there.
And it's a nice change of pace for you. You did the same thing in The Visit. You had this one amazing moment of, and you have the same thing. You have a couple of moments here that are just so intense, emotional. How do you play that? And especially in a movie, you come from a lot of comedy. What is the appeal of taking on these very dark sequences?
It's just storytelling of any kind. Like, really good storytelling is like rare and hard, and when you see something that's original and moves you, and you just want to get in at any way. And I think that like genre-wise, it's like I'm certainly not. It's not like I want to or I compartmentalize my life into like big studio comedies, and like it's just like it's just the way it's kind of like unfolded, and so it's not like a big plan. It's just kind of exciting that I'm still being able to like slip in through the cracks into these different genres, and big comedy is as satisfying in certain ways as something like this, but there is something about being asked to be seen of in deeper ways. It's also that's why I got into this business in the first place for.
Yeah.
I went to, I never was like a comedian. I was, I want to be a stage actor. I went to school for it. I went so that's like that. My dreamy memories are being in grad school, doing 1,000 different, plays of different genres at the same time and rep. I played Grandma in Grapes of Wrath one night, and then played like Helena in, that was like why I wanted to be an actor, was to be able to do all this different stuff. And so I cannot believe that I can still pull that off.
Do you ever think like going in like, oh, it's a smaller role? Does that ever stand in your way of?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, not if it's worth it.
This is a meaty role.
And it's a meaty role.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's also, I would have, I really wanted anywhere in this. I just didn't know how many opportunities I'd have to work with Viggo. And I just think he's priceless and incredible. And I again, like, the story was so moving to me. And I'm a mom, I have 2 little kids, and it's like that is a heartbreak to think of them eventuality of them, having to like move on and leave.
Especially such a different way of life, too. It's such a... and I think that's what, as a mom, where does that fit into your world? Where did you connect from being in that position?
Your instinctual idealism when you are handed that baby is like you think like, oh, I am going to curate your experience from, I can do anything. Like, you are mine to I'm going to make sure it is the purest, most beautiful, like, I can start anew. Yeah. And then you realize that's impossible because they're beautifully revealed to be their own selves that you are out of control of. And so that is a profound feeling, and I think he's just delayed that he's trying to delay that as long as possible, but it's an inevitability, and that's, I think, why I was so moved by it when I read it.
Well, yeah, and the way that it shows these two very different lives, or three different lives, that I think that's what's really appealing. But again, not victimizing or not villainizing.
No, right, and that she's doing the best she can, and that it actually is like, if I gave her, like, coming to my house and holding me to these impossible standards that you've set up. Mm-hmm. That is like not. It's like it's a really real complicated. Like, who can hold on to your standards? Like, lucky you.
Yeah, I can't imagine, and I think most people would react the way you reacted in that situation. Yeah. Because it's your home, and in
my home.
Yeah, that was such a great scene.
Oh, they wrote them. They're awesome. Matt Ross is just a treasure.